Hey everyone, it's your favorite uncle, Uncle Burnsy, doing another episode of Citizen Sleeper today. I think the last time we left off on a really good note, so let's get into it. Thank you for those that eventually come on this stream. And then, of course, on the YouTube side of things, thank you for watching each of the episodes. You've been supporting the channel very well. Like, subscribe, and comment, down below for anything else, other comments and games you want to see. Otherwise, let's get into it. Alright, so where were we last time? I remember we were at the Spoke. Oh yeah, we cleared out a lot of our drives here, so all we have left is to let the seed grow, which we are doing. We have... Again, this is the DLC, which we will wait to do. And complete repair jobs. Last time I had these 2 dice, so what we can do is use these dice up and end the day real quick. Trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. Actually, wait. Still waiting for her. Okay, so let me just double check what we had over here on the Greenway. We did open up the Greenway last time. As you can see, it's still dark, but we met the gardener. He gave us a seed, and then eventually we found out in research from Rico in the labs that we can make our own synthesizers and stuff like that now. We don't have to pay anymore. We can save money. Plus, I already have 2 stabilizers on me. I got some scrap to keep up my condition, so it's all good here. So we need 3 spores again. I think we can actually get like 3 spores, so let's get some. Got 1 spore. Hopefully we can get another spore. Call it a day. Good. We will go to sleep on this side as well. Stay warm out there, folks. Still cold out here in Texas, but feeling for those out there in California, with the southern SoCal fires going on right now. So regardless, we can still continue as we can, and keep pushing on. Okay. So we have... This is not a bad hand here. Ooh. Moritz. Hey. A quiet voice greets you as you leave. Sleeper, it's me. Who? Moritz. He pauses. I work for Bliss. He rubs the back of his head. You are not an easy person to find. I move around. He holds up his hands. Hey, no judgment. It's cool. You both stand there for a moment, each waiting for the other to speak. So... Oh, yeah. Well, Bliss needs you. A job just came in and a real big one. She's asking for you to come up and help her out. He nods sagely. I'll be right there. Nice, yeah. He stands there for a little while, unsure if the message is delivered. I've got it. Cool, cool, cool. He looks around. Bliss just likes me to do a thorough job, He rubs his hands together before burying them in his jacket pockets. See you, Sleeper. Moritz ambles off down the corridor. kicking at a filter cap on his way out. Time to head to Bliss's babe then. Okay. So we got a job. I don't hate it. Let me see. We got farm stacks here. So let's go back across. Actually, wait, no. Leave. We need the spores real quick. I have 2. I just need 1 more, so let me just go get 1 more spore, and we can call it here. Perfect amount of spores. So we can keep on growing some mushrooms, and we can just keep supplying it. This seems to be the easiest way for mushrooms, so... There we go. And that'll take about a good 4 cycles. Still waiting for her, and that's the seed from the gardener is supposed to take about 8. Oh yeah, we have some upgrades. Just 1 point, so we can't really use anything. Good. Let's go back over to the rim here. Yo, BFTBX, thank you for making it in. Let me see. Ascender car. What do we want? Ooh, oh, so Rabia's done here, so let's get this little cutscene out the way. As you enter Rabia's office, you hear voices. Is that Sabine? You push open the door. Sleeper, what good timing, Rabia calls out as you enter. I wanted to introduce you to someone. The man is standing at the center of the room, speaking quietly with Rabia. He turns as you come in. Meet Yannick. Sleeper, he nods. Been hearing good things from Rabi. He smiles an easy smile. Good to meet you. Yeah. I was gonna say good to meet you. Likewise, likewise. He waves a ringed hand. Now, Rabi, where were we? Actually, Rabia places a hand on your shoulder. The sleeper was what I wanted to talk to you about. She doesn't spare you a look. What is going on? Well, okay then. Yannick tucks his hands into his pockets. My man's just looking good. Looks like he's making a little bit of bank. Go on. I'd like to recommend them to your ward. A tiny pause. They have shown themselves to be a capable ally here on the spoke side, but we have more than enough to run our territories. I hear the main block is proving more difficult. Yannick leans forward, slowly. It's a mess, Rabi. He waits, his tinted glasses shimmering despite the lack of light in the unit. I can use them, he suddenly decides. Good to hear. I can immediately... he cuts her off with a raised hand. 1 second. He steps one surprisingly light step closer to you. You eager to work, Sleeper? Yes. He nods his head as if listening to music. Okay then. You suddenly are unsure if he is talking to you. That concludes it. Yannick pronounces. Sleeper can come work in the ward anytime they like. You shoot Robbie a confused look. Robbie finally glances at you for a moment, but it is so fast you almost miss it. Good. I know you'll be happy with their work, Jan. Yannick reaches out and squeezes her shoulder. Sure, Robbie, he says. Now please. He says, turning to face you. Let us old friends get back to it. He guides Rabia away, leaving you standing alone. You look to Rabia, but she is deep in conversation. And so, stunned and confused, you leave. So things are just moving forward without us. Expose Yannick, gain Yannick's trust. And that's where this is right here. Ooh, we can patrol the block. Okay. Or we can go help Bliss out up above. And there's not much else to do, so I think we can, let's start with Bliss. I'm actually more curious in that work up there. Where is she? She is in, what was it, the hub? Oh. Ah, here it is. What's this? Sealing the leaks. Oh yeah, because we're on timed. So engineering +2. Love to see it. That means this 3 will turn into a 5. Nice. Ooh, can only do it once. I see. Ember's wait contract. Somehow Bliss swung a tanker contract, but the catch is that the work needs to be turned around fast. Too fast. Okay. So we need to make sure. Okay, so only this Endure one is up? Well, that sucks. I should have just done a I should have just done a straight 6 for that other one. Okay, I didn't know it was gonna be a 1 and done. We should be able to get this done. Yeah, we'll get it done. There we go. Our girl Bliss. As you both wait in the airlock for it to cycle back to the bay, Bliss thumps you on the arm. Nicely done, Sleeper. We cleared the contract no problem, she stretches. Once we are back in the bay, we can check if the payment has come through and divide it up. She stretches. Feels good. The airlock clunks and the lights flicker, and a moment later, you are back in the bay where Moritz is at the racks trying to figure out where the mess of tools Bliss left in her wake should be hung. Leave him be. Hey, Moritz. Moritz looks over his shoulder. Sleeper. He spins a wrench in his hand. Looked like clean work out there, he nods respectfully. You look over at Bliss, who is already gliding over to her management console. She twirls a little as she crosses the cavernous bay. No one you've ever met moves as well in Zero-G as she does. It's like she was born in it. Or born into it. Shit. Bliss slams a fist onto the console. Shit. What's up? I can't even. Bliss closes her eyes. Come here. She calls you over. Look at this. Just look. She spins the terminal screen and you can see the details for the bay's account. You see an entry for the Ember's Wake, a repair fee, paid in full the moment you finish the job, but then directly after the whole amount was transferred back out into an unknown account. What the hell? This is the work of my ex. She punches the terminal. He must have coded a backdoor into the machine before he left. She rubs her forehead. There's no way we can. She pauses, thinking, Moritz, throw me that wrench. You want to fix it? She spins the wrench across the bay. Moritz spins the wrench across the bay. Bliss smiles. Something like that. She brings the wrench down on the terminal hard. You flinch backwards as a hail of computer parts spill into the bay in a glittering arc. Fragments of a screen, memory, sections of the casing. When Bliss is done, she clips the wrench to her tool belt. Try backdooring your way into that, you shit. Moritz drifts out from his hiding place amongst the racks. Bliss, he says tentatively, you want me to... He looks at the arc of fragments drifting around the bay nervously. She shakes her head. No. I've got it. You go get me a new terminal. Cheapest you can find. Cobble one together from pieces at the Ord Exchange if you have to. Bliss. She looks over at you. I'm good now. Bliss glides over to a panel by the wall. Don't worry. One of the first things I had installed when we spec'd out this place was a cleaning suite. She flicks over a plastic cover on a huge red button. Watch yourself. She hams the button and a row of laser emitters unfold from the bay wall. They start crawling their way across the work area, frying the debris as they do in pulses of burning light. Bliss smiles. It's that or just space the whole bay every few cycles. You okay? Not really. She stares at the suite panel. Just don't seem to be able to extricate myself from this shit, no matter how hard I try. The cleaning suite buzzes and crackles as it works its way across the bay. That stupid, that account wasn't everything. I'm not that stupid. Once Moritz gets back, I'll secure it and flush everything else. She flicks a nearby piece of debris into the path of the sweep. Clean break. Then we take another contract. That's it. She shuts off the sweep as it reaches the near end of the bay. You don't want the cryo back? Oh, I want it, but it's gone. He could have transferred it anywhere. She looks out across the hub. And even if I knew where he was, the last thing I want is to ever see him again. She rubs her forehead. I'm sorry, Sleeper. I know you worked for this too, but next time won't be the same. That's okay. She smiles. See you in a few cycles. Moritz will let you know. She winks and kicks off into the bay to finish cleaning up. Okay. Until another day. So let's go back down. And let's just go to sleep. And I think that's all the scenes that we got today. So until the next cycle. Okay, what we got? Not bad. I'll take this. And we're starving. We can go get some food. Let us get food real quick. Let's start the day off with a nice meal from Memphis for only 12 cryo. Yeah, we'll start with that. Okay, so now all we have is, I guess, only thing we have is Yannick for Rabia's stuff. We do have the stuff to continue the missions up above. We're still waiting on this. This is going to take like 8 cycles, so I know that's not done yet. Not ready for the final stuff. And I think we're just waiting for Bliss, so we can just now go down Rabia's stuff now. Patrol the block. Okay. Well, I mean, get some guaranteed energy. Yannick's Trust. Yep, got some energy back. Cool. Oh, we lost energy and gained energy. That's nice. Beautiful. I just need one more. Come on. Just give me a neutral. Hey. Okay, here we go. To the low end. You almost laugh when you see it. The same small recorder, stuck to a different wall this time. Written across the fluorescent tape is that familiar word, sleeper. You grab it quickly. Rabia says sorry. Saban's voice sparks up once again. She said she didn't have time to brief you before setting you up with the old man. I'm sure you've got the play by now. Earn his trust, work the block. Then we need you to get into his office. A pause. It's risky, but obviously you are the only one of us who he doesn't already know. Either way, we need to locate the link to SNR. You hear a shout in the background of the recording. Rabia says be careful. Saban continues, the data suggests there's some relay, processing the implant data and sending it to SNR, but we can't lock down his position. Either he is moving it, or it's moving itself, or it is rerouting through other relays. We can't understand it. Maybe you can find some details on it in his office. Once he trusts you, you should be able to get through, you should be able to get close enough to get into the office. You'll only get one shot. The recording creaks and whines. That's the final piece of the puzzle to end this. Pause. Good luck, sleeper. I'm sorry too. Be safe. The recording clicks off, leaving you in silence. You pocket the recorder, just in case, and walk away. Looks like it's up to you. Okay. So we already did that, so now we gotta find the relay. Which we don't have anything for. We need... Ooh, okay, so we're gonna lose one, so I can at least push it off with scrap. Let's not lose a dice now. And let's end the cycle, because there's nothing else we can do here. Nice. I want a reroll. Wow. That reroll screwed me. Okay. Need energy. I have a 1. I could actually go and get some data with this. Sell that for some money. Ooh, I can get some money. I forgot about that. So yeah, why not? Oops. Okay. And where's the other one? It wants a 2. I want to get rid of this 1. There we go. I didn't get data off it last time. That's okay. Let me just drop this data off here. Good, good, good. Okay, well, we're still waiting. I have a 2, a 5, and a 4. Let's use it over here at Yannick's office. This 4 will be an automatic 6. Nice. You look at the countermeasure on the drawer. It looks like some kind of shock trap. If you grab the drawer, you'd likely have thousands of volts running through your system right now. You wince. Once you find the anchor point, it comes away easily enough. You prise it from the drawer quickly and quietly, then listen for footsteps in the corridor outside. Nothing. All clear for now. You slide the drawer open, looking for other countermeasures that might be inside, expecting to see a chunk of tech, the relay. But as you slip it open, all you see is a handful of wires in an empty implant cradle. Is this some kind of mistake? You freeze for a moment, unsure of what to do next. Why keep an implant cradle so carefully guarded? You remember Yannick having an implant, a small plate on the side of his head, just above his ear. You assumed it was for hearing or vision. Those shimmering glasses of his come back to you in your memory, his strange movements, his speech. You look again at the cradle, and there it is, printed on the frame. Proprietary technology, property of SNR. Rabia said that the relay moved, that they couldn't get a fix on it. What if Yannick himself was the relay? Smart. The thought hits you like a shock. Yannick, with a remote relay implanted in his head, networked to every single implanted enforcer in the low end. A shudder runs through you. Is he even in control, or has SNR wormed its way into the man? Could he even be considered separate from the corporation itself? You think of your own legal status as proprietary technology, a puppet with cut strings. Time to cut Yannick's strings then. You reach around inside the cradle and find it, a remote connection, a tiny bead of a transmitter, likely controlling the link to SNARP. There it is. You pause for a moment. Then you squeeze it, snap it from the frame, and it crumbles, sparks, and dies. It takes a moment before the shouts come, before the scream, and you are already on your way out, down the corridor, down through the unit that serves as a lobby to Yannick's office. And then out onto the walkway where Yannick lies still, and forces gathered around him bemused. I would leave. You've seen enough. The connection is cut, and whatever Yannick was or had become is gone. Your anger is a hard core in your chest, and all of it is focused on SNR. ER. Okay, so we got the aftermath. So we basically cut his connection off with the big corpo company because he's been using that on his own people. So that sucks. I have a 5 and a 2 now. Caster's table's done. I think this is just all for like money at this point. There's not really much here unless let me double check on the Greenway side of things. Okay, those are doing what they're supposed to. Her lab, which I think is just for making stabilizer. Hypha Commune will give you energy. Why not? I will take it. I'll take extra energy at the cost of a dice, and that's for scrap with the waste. And there's nothing else here, and this is the broken spoke. We're not there yet, and that's fine. I don't want to start that and be on a timer. That's what sucks, because especially if we need a lot of like mushrooms, I'm not ready yet. So let's go back, I guess, up. The only thing I can think of now is continuing the stuff with Mina and Lem. And now we have that way. There we go. Away on board. So I am still trying for them. I didn't forget about them. And we gotta go to sleep. We got 2 more cycles for her. Still got a load of cycles over there, and then cycles to wait here. I will... I can take a hit for 1 dice, though. I'm gonna probably use a stabilizer once we get down to 3. Okay. That's not a bad haul. I'll keep it. Okay, got 3. We need... How many for the 1 more here? 3 more there? Is it 3 or 4? It's 4. Okay, cool. Halfway done with that. There's not really much else to do now. I think it's really just we can actually like focus on the story. We kind of did enough of the side missions to get them to a point where we can basically just proceed down the main mission, or the main story, if you will. Yeah, 1 more for Bliss's Bay for more work. So I just got dice for no reason today. What's at the space bar? That's just buying a spacer meal. Oh, the hub. Oh yeah, I was doing this. I can take a hit in money. There we go. Did it open up some stuff or no? Kiss Show capsule. Spacer sleeping. Birds? Let me see. Oh. The only place to sleep on the hub. Hacked off a colony ship and welded to the ring. They are surprisingly expensive to rent. So this is if you want to just stay up here and not have to move. I'm not paying 48 cryo. I'm doing 48 cryo for what? Yeah, let's work on this one. There we go. Oh, it's Caster. Quite the achievement, isn't she? Sundra Silas must be proud. You recognize the resonating voice of Castor immediately and turn to see him, hooded and tucked into the shadows near the viewing platform. My man is he knows where to be at the exact time. With the dice and everything, he knows. Castor, I see you remember our game. Good. He looks around, but the platform is clear. I'm afraid you'll have to wait for a rematch. Microgravity makes Tavla a little difficult. He smiles broadly. Castor walks out to stand beside you on the platform. The telltale clunk of magnetic boots accompanies his slow crossing. He notices you looking at them. I don't much like it up here, he explains. I hear there was some trouble at the Haviton shipyard when they announced the results of the crew lottery. They screwed us. I know, he sighs, meeting your eye. An ugly business. Celis are too used to the way things work in the core. Exploitation is the only logic they know. He gestures out at the side rail. You know why they built this monstrosity on the Eye. Control. Certainly, there is no corporate oversight out here, but that's not all. He stares at the pristine yellow hole. Celis built it here, says Castor gravely, because they didn't want anyone to know it exists. He rubs his forehead, and the secrecy is something I cannot abide. He turns to face you. There are people being loaded onto that ship as we speak. Sleeping people, locked in a cryosleep like the person that you were emulated from. There are hundreds of them, and Celis wants to send them out to a planet at the edge of the settled systems without anyone knowing where it is. But you, Sleeper, can do something about that. You are like me. You deal with data. You can read it right out of the air. With someone like you on that ship, secrecy isn't a problem. You can ping back whatever I need, whenever I need, as long as you are on board. With you on the side rail and with some minor modifications, he pauses, you can be my eyes and ears. I will keep track of Celis' grand project through you. In short, says Castor, stretching, I can get you aboard, Sleeper, but I am going to need you to help me. Who are you? I am a concerned party, someone who likes to know what is happening when it is happening, not afterwards. It's not just me. Yes, your friend Lem. That can be arranged. It is difficult, but not impossible. The condition is, of course, that you go too. Castor clunks closer to the window, watching the tugs wheeling around the side rail. It's a simple offer and the only one that will get you on that ship. Please consider it. He turns back, silhouetted against the ship. But to make it happen, I need your assistance. As I said, there is a Celis Foundation ship docked in the now empty shipyard. I need the data from its servers. This will allow me to produce the IDs necessary for your transit so we can get Lem and Mina on board. That's what I'm talking about. Castor looks over his glasses at you. Celis aren't stupid though. Their ship is totally isolated from the station. You'll need to get on board if you want access to their air-walled servers. Once you have the data, meet me at your friend's unit so we can give him the good news. He smiles. I know it's this importance to you. And the little one, so cute. You don't extract the data before the sidereal horizon leaves the hub, then I will get the message. We have other options, but you are certainly my preferred one. But be sure when you act, Sleeper, once you take the data from Celis, you'll set off a series of events that will likely be hard for you to untangle yourself from. So we're starting to get into like the last little bits here. I think the navigator one was, I guess it was just a side mission because he's free now. I thought that was going to be an ending, but we're still on this ending, as always. Either way, I recommend you stop asking around up here. You are bringing in a lot of attention to yourself. Castor glances around as if to emphasize this point. There are only a handful of cycles until departure. Sleeper, make your decision. With that, Castor marches back off the platform. The sound of his mag boots fading away, leaving you to contemplate the sidereal horizon and the part of it may play in your future. A few cycles. Looks like we got enough cycles. Was it 1, 2, 3? Yeah, 8 cycles again. So we should be able to finish everything up beforehand. Good tea. Now, well, at least there's a way, and I don't mind it. So let's go back down. I guess. Oh, we need to check on the just one, I think. Oops, there we go. How much do we have left? Just one more day. And I have this last one here. This will give me energy. I'll take it. I don't really need money right now. I'll take energy though. So let's end a cycle here and we'll be fine. Getting close to the end game. We might actually get it in this stream. That will actually be nice. 2, 4, 4, and 6. the other drive here? Plant the seed and let it grow. Steal the data. I guess we can track it. Speak to Rabia about what happened. Moritz. Sleeper. Moritz is waiting for you on your way out. How you been? Surviving? That's the struggle. He glances around. He runs his hands through his hair. I've been meaning to ask you, Sleeper. What's it like? He pauses, suddenly unsure. I mean, you know, what does it feel like? To be a sleeper? Yeah. If you don't mind. It's strange. Yeah, I know I can't understand it, you know. With your frame and, well, everything else, but I wanted to say I have a lot of sympathy for it, like having to find a place, having to survive, having no future. He looks down. A lot of people around here understand that. He looks away and you notice him for the first time, not just as Bliss's assistant, but as someone with their own worries, their own struggles, their own life. You feel bad for not noticing earlier. He looks back at you. Anyway, got a message for you. Bliss sent me down. We've scored another contract and she needs your help. That's the message, he pauses. Look, I know last time the payment didn't come through, but you did good work. Bliss knows that. It's no problem. Okay then, he pauses again. She's doing her best, you know? I know. See you up there. Moritz turns and strides off, leaving you in the corridor. Time to help Bliss, and maybe this time you think to yourself it'll work out. All right. 3 more cycles for that. I don't think there's anything we need over on this side. Oh yeah. Pick up some. You can now pick up some of this. I'm trying to think of when to do this. Timing it with stealing the data. Let's just see what that looks like over here. I know it's over here. 2 more cycles for that. So we want to time taking the data, I guess. Sell us his ship. Nice. +3 infiltration, +3 lockdown. Interesting. Careful observation and an instinct for security will help you understand how to sneak on board. Why not? I wonder if we should wait at least a cycle or two, because it does say like once you steal that data, we can at least kind of wait just a tad bit. Let's just say that. I think at least let's wait until some things get resolved. I kind of want to at least see the Rabia one get resolved again, and for Bliss, especially I have some stuff for. Let's just go up to Bliss then for the day. See if we can help clean this one out. Where is she at? There we go. Sycamore seed. Fragile biome. Oh, I see. Wow. The safe way takes a lot longer than the dangerous way. Interesting. Well, we got 100% here, so. Nice. Oh, just 1? Well, at least we got the positive outcome. Does this also go towards it? Saving the crop, okay. Oh yeah, cool. So, random scrap, that's actually really good. I would just say maybe for the one time here. That's fine. And I'm not about to spend 48 just to be up here. That's a waste of money. I will take the extra clicks to go down and go to sleep. I would say, I think the more dice I have, the better. I will use one of my stabilizers now. Okay. Because we at least know we can make them now, so. End the cycle. Okay. We are starving. I want to re-roll. That's better than nothing. I will, however, need 1 more day for that. I will need some quick energy without using anything. There we go. At least keep us full for a couple days. Let's go and finish it with Bliss. I think we're practically done, and then we can come back for that one and start working on it. So I think we got, yeah, 10 cycles, I think. I don't know if I want that to be the ending, or like, you know, missing it, if you will. Let's start low, work our way up. Oh, of course. You and Bliss are floating in the bay's airlock, waiting for it to cycle. You pick a few leaves from your clothes as you wait. They float around the chamber as if carried by a lazy wind. Clean work? She bows a little. Well, thank you, Sleeper. You didn't do so bad yourself. She checks her tool belt. Seems like we are getting into a good rhythm. The now familiar sequence of clunks and rattles sound out, and then the door hisses open. The moment it does, you know something has once again gone wrong. What's all this? Bliss asks a confused-looking Moritz. Beside him are a set of crates anchored to the bay floor. He has clearly just brought them in through the bay's freight lock. Moritz looks nervously between the two of you before answering. It's payment. He runs a hand along the crate. The Sycamore Seed crew just brought them over. He stops, but seeing the look on Bliss's face, he adds, they were very thankful. I bet they were. She clenches her fist. What the hell is inside? Moritz leans over and struggles with the catches on each side of the top crate. As he does, Bliss turns to you. Don't say it. Bliss stares into space. Don't you dare say it. I stay silent. Don't. She gives you a hard look. This isn't my fault. Moritz finally gets the catches free and the lid floats off, drifting up into the bay. As it does, a small brown lump floats up with it. Moritz reaches out and catches it as it passes him. Is that a mushroom? Bliss finishes. A damn mushroom. They paid us in mushrooms? Not just mushrooms. He holds out a clump of tightly packed leaves. Produce. Bliss starts laughing. Goddamn Haifa commune. Should have known they didn't have a chit to rub between them. She knocks a small brown mushroom across the bay. Stop, Bliss. Moritz grabs her. These are good, fresh. We can sell them. To who, Moritz? Are we running a grocer's now? We need cryo, otherwise this whole bay will be shut down. We can't pay for parts with leafy greens. She waggles them in Moritz's face. I can use them. She raises an eyebrow. What, 4 whole crates? Even you can't be that hungry. You can take a few, but the rest will sell. She smiles to herself, or at least Moritz will sell them, if he is so eager. Moritz closes up the crates and starts moving them. It isn't that bad, Bliss. It's a step in the right direction. He glances at you, looking for backup. They'll sell well. Looks like I went into business with a couple of wannabe farmers, she laughs. Prove me wrong then. Show me this is a windfall. She kicks away towards a new, patched-together terminal. Until then, I'll be working on how to keep this place open. Moritz mouths a thank you and goes back to moving the crates. You'd better be on your way, too. Yeah, I know we just want money. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 4. So 4 days. I don't know if we want to, like, wait the full 4 for Bliss. I don't know if we'll be able to go down. And I guess I started this a little too quickly, but that's okay. So let's go down. So what else to do? I guess we can go... Actually, before we leave, is this done yet? 1 more day. I don't think there's anything else we have for our drive, so plant the seed and let it grow. Steal the Celis data. Expose Yannick. And bring mushrooms to the Briar. If I remember correctly, when you beat the game, you can still come back to like right before you end the game, so we can still do that as like an extra little bit to start that part. Complete repair jobs for Bliss. Okay. So, just waiting for Bliss to go. So I can make cryo here. It's not like I need the money like that right now. I guess we can put some in here just to be ahead of the game. Ooh, this is really gonna start it too. You'll need to case this place bit by bit. I want to just leave this at least for 1 day. Screw it. What could go wrong? Oh. And now it's just stealing it. Cool. Okay, cool. At least we got it forward. I thought it was actually just gonna continue, you know? So we're waiting for her, and I guess whatever's on the other side. in the green way. So we can just hold on to what we have. So I got 3 Jirol caps, I got 1 club head, and 1 Matsutake cap. Okay, not bad. Okay, that's not a good hand. That's still not a good hand. Okay, well. Because how much is it? So it's a +1. So I have a 4. So at least we'll have a 5, which turns it into, I think it's half neutral, half positive. So I think that's okay. I think positive would be the cryo along the way. So I think we're still good there. So let's see what Rabia has to say in the aftermath. The loyal Yatagan lieutenant. Even before you enter the office, you can hear the sound of Rabia working the heavy bag. She is hammering it, the chain creaking as it shakes with each hit. She's been like this since Sabin doesn't finish the sentence. They are sitting on a stool looking at the terminal in the corner, searching through the SNR data you pulled all those cycles ago. How have you been? I'm well, Sleeper. Happy to no longer be hunted. They smile. Yatagan has plenty to deal with, and without Yannick, I'm free. They glance nervously at Rabia. Rabia stops punching, and in the silence you can hear her breathing hard. Sabin looks over at her, and you sense something between them. You realize you haven't seen them together since they tried to kill each other in this same unit. A lot has changed since then. Are they together? They hooked him up like a puppet. Rabia hits the bag, rigged that thing in his head so they could control him, push the old Yannick out. I don't know why he let them in. Rabia throws a few more punches, but it's a lesson. Don't let them in. Another flurry. Yatagan shouldn't deal with corporations, and we never will again, she spits. She comes away from the bag. At least Yannick's death has been treated as natural. There's a chance we come back from this. That Yatagan can hold on, but there are opportunists trying to take control. Sabin turns to you, yes, but now the connection has been broken. I've been looking at removing the trackers from the implants in Yatagan's enforcers. It's a significant job, but I think with time, I can do the surgeries. Rabia walks away from the bag towards the far side of the unit. Those surgeries will never happen if Yatagan collapses, she shouts back at Sabin. Clearly this is a well-worn argument in this unit. Will Yatagan really collapse? I don't think so, no. Rabia doesn't either. They look over at her, at least not when she's calm. What I understand now is that Yatagan can be something if we want it to be. Coming here from SNR from the core worlds, all I saw was a gang, and with Yannick keeping me on a tight leash, they shudder. Rabia believes, and I want that belief. They look unsure. I also want to be done with SNR, but I doubt they are done with me. They glance away, rubbing their shoulders. Are you and Rabia? Sabin fixes you. With a look, yes, Sleeper. Isn't that obvious? They smile. I've been wanting to say, Sabin begins nervously, I'm sorry that I didn't tell you where I came from. I know I've apologized before, but I want to again. They pause. Properly. Aw, they are together. Just vibing together. When I leaked the data on the Sleeper program, it was to try to help people like you. They grit their teeth, but after all the cycles here, they being pushed down, pushed around, trying to survive, all that got away from me. So when you turned up, they sigh, it shook me up. They run a hand through their hair, but I ended up here, so they look at Rabia. Oh, of course, they reach to a pocket and take out a handful of vials. These are the last of the case. You can have them. They drop them into your hands. After these last few, I don't know what we can do. With the SNARP connection broken, they look down, but I know there are other ways, repairs, other pharmaceuticals. I even heard there are some labs out on the Greenway. Perhaps they can help, which we already fixed this up. They meet your eye. I'm sorry I can't do more. Thank you for everything. They look away, their eyes bright with tears. Rabia crosses back to you both and sits beside Sabin. They look at each other, and you can't help but smile at the idea of them together. What are you two plotting? Rabia grins. Sabin laughs, and the sound is a welcome one. You watch the two of them teasing each other and smile. Later, when you leave, you take that handful of vials out of your pocket and look at them. You can still feel that core of anger deep down inside, and you don't know if it will ever leave. But SNRB doesn't own you anymore. They can't, because this place, these people, own you. They are what makes you get up at every cycle. They are what keeps you breathing. You put the vials away and walk through the low end. Your senses turn to every sight, every smell, and every sound, soaking it all in, living. And that is the end of Sabin and Rabia's storyline. They end up together. And we have 2 points. We can either put it in... Well, these 2 points will help get us another ability. I don't think we're going to ever get to this. I'm going to probably hold it to at least get Engage +2, but then definitely maybe work on Interface or Endure. I'm thinking Endure, but we'll see. We'll see if we get another one. So now, I already kind of rolled the dice here. I think, how long until this goes? So it's only been 1 cycle. She's taking another shot at landing the contract. After the run you've had, this seems like a last chance. Okay, well, we may have to just kind of skip over Bliss's storyline, which is okay. Unless we can actually, you know, finish it before we get to the final, like, the ending for this one, or one of the endings. So 1 more for this. Okay. Well, we have to try to steal the data. I don't want to keep pushing it off. Actually, how long do we have here? We have... I like how I was just up here and I didn't look at it. We can afford a day. Just 1 day, I think. Granted, though, once we steal that data, though... Actually, once we steal the data, I think he's going to probably take some time. So, screw it. Why not? We're going to at least get the data out of this. Good, got the data. And that means escape. Steal the data. Are we still doing it? No, okay. Okay, well, looks like we got the data, y'all. That was simple. Anticlimactic for now. I need energy. I kind of wish you can get his food for free, but I know that'll be terrible. Someone's got to at least make, you know, some bread. So Castor has something there. Let me see if did we do anything on this side? Okay, just 1. I just saw this earlier. We only have 1. So let's get into with Lemon Mina. When you arrive at Lemon Mina's unit, Castor is already waiting outside, leaning beside the door. Forgive me, Sleeper, but Celis is already buzzing with news of the breach. I was expecting you. Will this work? Don't worry, the breach cannot be traced to the specific IDs I am about to create. Castor reaches into a pocket and produces a sleek green and white hand terminal. The data, please. Hand it over. You hand over a drive of the data and Castor fishes around for a converter cable to hook it up. He slots it into the terminal and after some wiring, a set of 2 transparent films marked with numeric sequences are produced. 2 tickets to an uncertain future. Castor smiles to himself. The child will go with Lem, of course. He pockets them. These are yours, but first, he holds out a white cube. Your side of the deal. What is it? Something to help us make use of you. He passes you the square and you rest it in your palm, a small white perfect cube. Suddenly you feel a sharp pain and flinch. The cube jumps from your hand and rattles along the walkway. You look at Castor apologetically. Not to worry, it has done its job. Now it is for you to do yours. You look down and see a tiny pinprick in the center of your palm. Nothing sinister. Castor puts the terminal away. This way we can keep track of you and the sidereal horizon. I mean, it's already too late, but whatever you need to do. Excellent. He hands you the transparent films, and you see shimmering portraits of you and Lem flickering beneath the surface. Go, give them the good news, and he reaches across and buzzes the unit. Lem slides open the door, half dressed in his gear. Sleeper, what brings you up here? Come in, he beckons you inside. You look aside, expecting to see Castor, but the wall is empty. The unit is cleaner, better organized than last time. Lem sits at the thin bar and gestures for you to sit. Mina's with some of the local kids. Someone has started doing lessons down the way. She seems to like it. I'll take a seat. You sit at the bar. What's up, Sleeper? Play for time? You look around the unit. You look at Lem. He looks better, softer, more full of life. It's as if a weight has been lifted from his shoulders. You think of Mina a few units down, learning with other children. You falter. Is this the sidereal horizon? Is the sidereal horizon better than this? Lem starts to look a little nervous. You in trouble? Dead? So I can at least say nothing, forget it, and we can let them just live their life here. Or, and then I think on this one I go alone, but they can stay here. Or I can just give those Celis IDs. What to do? But I think everyone deserves a chance, so I have those IDs. You have? Lem freezes. How? He blinks rapidly, as if to wipe you from his vision. Does that mean we are leaving? Lem stands up and paces around the unit. We have to pack. He starts laughing. Holy shit, we have to pack. He turns back to you, smiling. How the hell did you swing this, sleeper? A friend helped. Well, thank you, friend. You show him the ID films, and he whistles at the portraits. Impressive stuff. He pats you on the shoulder. You should stay until Mina gets home. We can tell her together. Sure. The buzzer goes. That'll be her. Lem gets up and opens the door, and Mina, a bundle of energy and life, rushes into the room. Robot! She shouts. Lem picks her up. Mina, you won't believe what they brought us. You flash her the passes, and she looks confused. We are going away after all, Meanie. He lifts her up above her head on that big, beautiful ship. Mina screams, and Lem laughs. He puts Mina down, and she runs over to you and hugs your legs. I love you, robot, she says quietly, so only you can hear. I love you too. And a while later, when you leave, you don't even think to check for Castor by the door until it's too late. You stop and turn halfway down the walkway, but there's nothing there. Even that little white cube is gone. So you keep walking back to the low end, deep in thought, excited and scared all at once. The running game. Do whatever it takes to get that ticket. Love that. Got another achievement. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna wait, I think, a day, probably. Let's see what it looks like up there right now. In several cycles, the sidewall will set out. You will either be on board or not. So 1, 2, 3. So we got 5 cycles. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We might be able to finish up Bliss's stuff, but I don't think there's much else to do up here. Okay, let's go check the other side, I guess. That's all we can do right now. We're gonna get some mushrooms. Nice. Don't know how much mushrooms they need over there, but at least we have them on hand. Oh, I got 4 stabilizers, so I would even say this is a nice time to kind of start some stuff up. I don't want to start it yet. I think we'll finish the game, and then we can roll back the save and then start that, because I think that'll be okay. Because at least it does it right before. I have a 1. With the 1... This is fine. And let's sleep over here. That's a good hand. A really good hand. Here's Rico. Rico has something in her hands when you enter the lab. It looks like a knotted twist of woody stems, a ring about the circumference of a human head, consisting of a single stalk at one side and a branched, woven network at the other. As you approach, she holds it up, and in the lights of the lab, it looks like a crown. Rico finishes your thought. She smiles and shakes her head in disbelief. Is that what grew? It is. I came to the plant this morning, and this loop was all that was there. She points to a lump on the edge of the ring. The seed grew right back into itself. Twisted up out of the soil. That being you encountered in the cloud, as you call it, was it wearing one of these? She eyes you suspiciously, still unsure if she is somehow embroiled in an overlong prank. It doesn't work like that. Perhaps wearing was the wrong word. She places the object on the bench and shuffles to her analysis terminal, her face lit by its amber light in the dim corner of the lab. Well, it isn't exactly a plant anyway, not from what I can tell. She gives you a serious look. No leaves, no chloroplast, just a series of filaments encased in a cellulose squalls. Filaments? See, that's what I like. That's why I like you, Sleeper. You are so good at spotting the unusual details. She beckons you over. Look at this. You see a cross-section scan of the crown. It's layers of plant-like structure on full view until you reach the center. There, instead of xylem and phloem for transporting nutrients, something branched and woven glints. Are those wires? She realized, I'm not sure whether to say yes or no here. These are not wires like those in an electrical system, no, but they are filaments of a conductive material, so yes? Those branches, but you see those branches? They remind me of dendrites of neurons, which is frankly ridiculous. You look back at the crown on the table as Rico fusses over the scans, and you suddenly realize what it reminds you of. You remember signing the forms, the walk to the sleeper tanks, the cold metal floor. Then you remember the crown they fitted you with, the branching structure of wires and pads. No, not a crown. They called it an interface. The tool of your emulation, your transference from neurons to electrons, an interference. That is your gift from Gardner. You turn back to Rico. It's an interface. Rico looks at you, puzzled. Something clicks in her mind, perhaps. Something she heard from the sleeper she had helped all those cycles ago. She starts talking, partly to you, partly to herself. If the clubheads were made for you, then this too could be made for you, for your frame. She shuffles over quickly to the interface, a word that has stuck to this strange branched object quickly in your mind. You are right. That entity. It is the entity that I have been looking for. She shuffles quickly to the crown. They are the entity which is controlling the Greenway, which has been maintaining it, supporting it, and has been guiding it for all these decades. She stops to catch her breath. They want to talk with you. She leads you to a seat. I will be here, sleeper. If something happens, if you wish me to remove the crown, the interface, just squeeze. She grips your hand tightly. You meet her eyes, clouded with age but bright with the thrill of new discoveries. Then she places the interface on your head and everything blinks out. Back into the river, back into the dark flow, but something is different now. You are no longer pushed, no longer blocked and buffeted by the storm. Instead, it flows around you. You move and it parts, letting you pass. Something else resists, but it gives easily enough. You look back and see your body. You have left it behind. Somewhere Rico's voice is talking to you, asking you questions. It is excited, eager, desperate to know what lies on the other side, what the entity has to say to you. You realize how long she has waited for this moment, for the moment of meeting between the inhabitants of the Greenway and its protector, and yet she is still on the outside. You shake off the sadness. You will be her eyes. Then you see the figure, Gardner, out in the storm, planting. That's nice artwork. It takes less than a moment to reach them. You have never felt so free. This is how Navigator must have felt, released from their prison. This, you think, is what it feels like to be in the place you were built to inhabit. Gardner does not turn at your approach. They go on planting, but their voice whispers in the waters like a sharply rising current. You grew the gift. Their speech hisses around you. Good. I am glad. I wanted to meet you. Then we are the same, both eager, shoots seeking one another. How does it feel to be free of your seed? They stoop to plant again. My seed? That in which you are contained, from which you will grow. There was some disagreement, continues Gardner, as if you were picking up on a long-held conversation. But the others, they felt you were a danger, but they are always cautious, especially the fungi. They like old loam, known knowns, wide and stable networks. The fungi were cautious? Mostly yes, although there are many among their number who favor short growth cycles, thick nutrient veins, and sudden shifts. He gestures out into the storm, and though you cannot see them, you feel presences all around, sensing this audience with great interest. After all, they understood that it was I who made them their crowns, and without them, they would not have joined the chorus. So they see that it is only fair that you get your chance to join too. You made more crowns? I made them all. Gardner moves away a little, looking for another planting spot. It was so lonely here, but before long I found them and began to let them in. Gardner stoops again. We are millions and we grow. I hope you understand. I am unused to speaking to your kind. It has been many cycles since my last conversation. I think it was with Chief Executive Trellick himself. You look around and you see it. Every growing thing, every non-human being in the Greenway is here. They are networked, connected, branched, and linked by this strange being, this artifact of the old station. The impossible dream of a senile farm administration AI, a living network. You could dissolve here, you realize, free of that decaying body. You wouldn't need to be a person. Why would you? Among all these other minds? You turn away from Gardner for a moment, and look back at your body. A tiny hairline thread connects it to you. You hear Rico's voice again, still asking, still checking in. Are you okay, Sleeper? What are they saying, Sleeper? Are you still there, Sleeper? Something in you sighs a long sigh, a sigh that speaks of an exhaustion beyond tiredness, an exhaustion rooted deep inside you. It stems from the effort of answering questions, of answering problems, of getting up and breathing each cycle. Ooh, do we just join with the machines, I guess? But something else resists the sigh. A yearning, a sense of distance, a desire to squeeze that hand that holds you, for its warmth, its blood, its complexity, to make a gesture that says, I'm still here, I'm still alive, I'm with you. The two ideas spin within you, making you nauseous. If you break that thread, you will be free. Free to dissolve here, to grow strange and beautiful among a million others. If you follow it, if you squeeze Rico's hand, you will wake up back in that dying body, with all the pain and warmth that entails. Now is the moment to choose. Oh, shoot. Should we break the thread or should we follow the thread? That's crazy. So if we follow the thread back, we will be back home as a sleeper. We will be, I think this is one of the endings too. If you break the thread, I mean, either way, you're going to get an achievement from this, but it's interesting, right? Interesting. But what about Lem and Mina on the ship? How we secured, oh no, technically speaking, we secured them access to the ship, so in a sense they will leave without me, although Castor, we won't basically live up to Castor's deal unless they put my body on there after the fact. Not break it. Break it. Oh, okay, chat. Okay. We're going to look into breaking the thread. Let's just see what happens. I mean, at the end of the day, I think we can at least come back before this and follow the thread to get that one. So let's break it. You reach down and pinch the thread. The finality of this moment descends on you. Do we break it or do we reconsider? So let's just try breaking it. Let's get one of the endings. You pluck the thread like a string. It snaps. Nothing changes. You stand at a point of stillness. No, you don't stand. You have no legs, no body. You are a point of stillness, a point in the flow. Your mind fizzes. 1,000 new shoots break through the soil. They entwine with you, embrace you. Some part of you decays while something else feeds from that decay. The spores of your new thoughts float away in shifting clouds and settle in new soil. Then you see Gardner out there, still planting, and they stop. Like an old man resting in the fields, and they turn to face you. And you join the chorus, and together you sing the song of growing things. We grow vast and strange. Ooh, that was one of the endings there. Nice. Let me see something here. Okay, so that was really good. So we basically just joined the system, whatever it means. That was one of the endings there. Let's hit the continue button here. And I think we can continue. We still got time. We can actually continue. We just got one of the endings there. So if we go back to Extractor, this is just my other playthroughs. Let's see where it brings us. Well, that's one of the endings, y'all. So you got to see one of those endings. You just snap it. Now, some people online won't think that's that's like the true ending. But essentially, you will just, you break it, you break off, and, oh, cool. It's right before the last day. So we can try the other one, too, which is snapping the thread. I think there's like 6 or 7. Ooh, good roll. Okay. We're gonna skip through this one again until we get to so we're gonna do this one again, so then we can choose the option to break it. Oh, not break it again, but to go back. Yeah, this is just other. So we'll skip through this. It's an interface, so we'll go through. Yeah, you can kind of cheese to get some of the endings here, but that's okay. I wanted to meet you. Good. That is good. They press that seed. That's the disagreement. You made more crowns. Yep, we're coming back to the choice again, so we can at least get this other ending of follow the thread. So now we're going back, follow the thread. Your eyes track the thread across the whirling dark back to your body. This choice, you realize, will not be presented again. We will follow it back. You don't look back at Gardner. You don't dare risk it. Instead, you follow the thread, delicately, carefully, like a diver following their lifeline back to the surface. The river whirls around you, but it doesn't pull. It isn't jealous. Neither does it understand. It is, after all, just a river. It isn't a person, a flesh and blood person with wants, with desires, with the capacity for love and hate. It doesn't understand you, and you don't understand it. So you don't focus on it. You don't think about it, on what feels like such a long journey back through the dark cloud. You set your mind on eyes instead, on hands, things you can focus on, hold on to. And then after an age of crossing, you are there, settling back into the chair, into a body in a chair, and the overwhelming sensations that come with being a living thing with a rich and detailed sensorium. For a moment, you feel like you have made a terrible mistake. Who would choose this weight, this anxiety, this deep well at the center of existence? I think right here, this moment of choosing humanity, even though knowing it brings with it a weight, it brings anxiety, it brings fear, uncertainty, but at the very end, you're living at the end of the day. And I kind of like this ending here. But then you feel it. Rico's hand gripped hard around yours, trembling a little, sweating a little. Rico's hand with its brittle bones and crumpled skin. Rico's hand. And in that moment, you understand why you made this choice. And then you squeeze Rico's hand and you wake up. You're doing it for the warmth. And then that's the other ending. And you just get out of it. There you go. That's your two sides of that ending. And I think we can go with Lem and Mina. I think we can even do a thing where I think there's two types of endings with them, which we can get on this stream as well. Definitely the complexity of life. Oh, shoot. Oh, wow. It's an ending and we can still continue. Great. Lot Gamer, I think there is about 6 endings or 7. And I know some of them, I got one of them on a personal playthrough, but it's not the ones we're doing today. I think with Lemon Mina, it's 2 endings. With Rico here, it's 2 endings. There's another one that I chose 1 ending for. I forgot how it ended over there. But, you know, for anyone that like goes out, go and try to figure out the other endings. You still got some time before, you know, this game, the second game drops. Some people online do say there is a true ending, and I think it's the one with Lemon Mina, which we're going to kind of go down today. So it was at least good to get these other 2 endings, and I got little achievements from them. So, Sleeper. Rico's voice comes wavering through the dark. Are you still with me? You sit up, the lab a bright green glare that fades as you gather it. I'm here. Rico smiles. Good. She squeezes your hand. I thought you left me for a moment. Can you imagine in the other ending we just left and like we ooh, excuse me, like we just left and like we just let go and we're gone, and then she has to go through like the trauma of another sleeper just dying on her. That's ass. I'm sorry. Oh man, but yeah. Oh man. But at least we're back, and I think that at the end of the day, we try to find that connection with us humans. Even though I'm not fully human, I still have that bit of humanity in me left. What? She pauses. Who? She smiles. Tell me about it. Tell me everything. I'll tell her the truth. You You tell Rico everything. You tell her about the gardener, that strange farm administrator AI that has grown to be so much more. About the chorus, that impossible configuration of network plants, and finally about the choice the gardener offered you. She listens attentively, but her responses are hard to read, and you wonder if she might have made a different decision had she been in your place. Thank you, Sleeper, for telling me. I know it isn't easy to say such things. People so often do not wish to hear strange truths. She looks away. And thank you for returning to me, though I know you had your own reasons. She squeezes your hand reassuringly. Something passes between you then, a kind of shared sadness for the impossible choice, the choice to escape your body or to stay and suffer it. Her smile is warm and generous, and whatever the wisdom of your choice, you are glad to feel welcome in this moment, in this place. Then suddenly, she stands and walks a little away, as if trying to escape an unpleasant thought. You worry that she knows all too well what it takes to make a choice like you did. Rico sighs. So, Sleeper, do you plan to stay in the commune with us? I have other things to do. I don't know if I'll stay. She raises an eyebrow. She raises an eyebrow. Well, be careful at least. We will miss you here. She pauses. I will miss you. Rico crosses back over to you and takes one of your hands in both of hers. Just make sure to think of us out there. Haifa needs new blood if it wants to survive. And she squeezes. You are a good friend. Look after yourself, Rico. And you, Sleeper. Well, don't let me keep you. She waves you away and limps back to her terminal. Like, Rico's like the most grounded, down-to-earth character out of all of these characters on this station. You know, because it all just comes back to we just want to work the earth and let everyone have enough to eat on their table. That's also why they kind of don't deal in money in the Haifa commune. But hey, it's a way of life in there. And hey, at the very least, I believe if I remember correctly, when we were talking with Nova and with the Navigator, it did say that sometimes when the AI is in an area for too long on its own, it'll just have its own processes, its workloads, and eventually they'll just become something new, kind of like how Hunter did. So yeah, we'll see. That's kind of like why I think like I wouldn't consider that the true end, to just let it go, especially if we just join the chorus. Like, I'll just be stuck in the Greenway, but in the cloud. So oh, there's something else here. As she does, you notice the crown in her hand, and she places on the bench with great care. You can't help but feel a little curious about what she intends to do with it. She's gonna probably try to connect with it. Then you are out, breathing the air of the Greenway, fresh as a spring morning. The dappled light makes a patchwork of the greening landscape, and you walk into it, sensing the movements of the gardeners chorused all around. So I think if it was Rico, she would have made the choice to like just break away from her old body. I get it. You know, she has the limp. She has like, she has the stuff to lean on for support. I just think she would actually let it go and just join the chorus because she loves the earth that much. So I think she would do it, which is why she's keeping it. And you are glad to be here in this strange and beautiful place a little longer. Okay, so we finished that side of things. And we can make stabilizers, and we can also make some more mushrooms, which I feel like we should prep this ahead of time. Yeah, I think we should prep this ahead of time. So we're gonna beat the other missions today as well, or get the other endings. We still got time here. So these mushrooms are gonna be for the flux. So I at least want to be prepared beforehand. So we gotta wait. Did we not get a thing for that? Oh, I guess we did. We got 2 points. Wait for preparations to be completed. Bring mushrooms to the Briar and complete repair jobs for Bliss. I don't think we're gonna get down to condition is breaking, especially if we can make stabilizers. Only thing I can think of is icebreaker, but could just wait. We'll see what happens. Ooh, we'll see what happens here. Haifa commune, so I have these two. let's get some energy and we'll get some money, I guess. Just to have some money on hand. You never know if we'll need money for the DLC. Farm stacks. I do have Matsutake caps and I can sell that for like instant money, but I will, that's okay. Havenage, the Bation. We can cook Droll caps. How many do I have? Oh, I don't want to cook it. I think that'll give me energy. So this is how you can cook for yourself and you don't have to spend money, which is, it's fine. I can make some money, so I'll just make some money here. And let's go to sleep. I think we don't have anything. Yeah, we're still waiting on stuff. Ooh. Well, I could have had a scrap, but it's okay. So let's re-roll. You never know. I'm going to re-roll here. I'll take that. Let's go up. I think Bliss needs like an extra day. Ooh, 3. And this is on 1. Okay, I think that's all that's left too. Escape on the side rail and help Bliss. So that's really it. So it's really just wait another day. So interesting. Yeah, because the seed there was, oh wow, the seed was for a crown. That's an interesting ending. So repaired unit, that's my unit. I guess we can get some energy from one of these. Yeah, energy's over here. I want nothing but energy right now. Thank you. I guess we can just cook the Matsutake one. Oh, that's just for energy. I will just work for money. Nice. Got a good bankroll. I don't mind a good bankroll here. Let's wait a day, and when we do, we're gonna take one of the stabilizers. So we can have all of our, let's just have all of our stuff here. And we'll have top energy, top condition, can't complain. Good roll, good roll. And this feeding the stray doesn't really do anything anymore. I like how it just starts a little story thing for like one thing, and then it's like, nope, that's it. Ah, Sleeper. Moritz is leaning against the corridor wall. It's time. He looks away. Big job just came in. Grand finale. You up for it? I'm ready. All right then. We are in business. He pushes away from the wall. This has to work, Sleeper. Has to. He looks down. If it doesn't, are we in trouble? The Bay, you mean? He shrugs. We were already in trouble before you got here. The work so far hasn't been enough. Look, Bliss has had a rough time of it. I thought you of all people would understand that. He runs a hand through his hair. Sorry, didn't mean to be. He smiles. Bliss is a good one. She gave me a chance. I owe her. He straightens up. I know you have your own things going on, Sleeper. We all do. But the Bay needs someone. Bliss needs someone. Hell, I need someone to help me keep Bliss from spinning out completely. We don't want to see Bliss crash out, y'all. He scratches the side of his head. Otherwise, there's not much I can do. He shakes his head. And I would hate not to pay back my debts. So Moritz stretches. I've got to get back. He nods and walks away. I'm out. See you up there. So, yeah, I think that's it. So let's go see what's up over here. Hopefully it's just the last thing. Here it is. Rigged and ready, and I'll lose energy. This looks like a one and done. I'll use a 5 here. Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. I see. Okay, this 4 will make it a 6, so. Nice. It doesn't really matter where I go. Okay, not too bad. Got through over half, so hopefully, because we got like 2 cycles left. Hopefully we get a good roll the next day. That's what I'm praying for, having a good roll so that we can finish that one off. I'll put a scrap component here. Actually, no, we could wait. Do we need anything? Nah, I think we'll be fine. A 6 and a 3, that's not good enough. It's gonna have to work. Okay. Because we only got 1 more cycle. So hopefully we can get majority of this in this cycle, and then we can hopefully finish her stuff. So I want the +3, so I'm going all on this side. Yeah, but a 1 is not gonna do us well. That's what I don't like, having those mess ups there. Okay. I like how this one's safe and this one's just energy. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I just need like a lot of good rolls. Yeah, I don't want you to take. I'm not taking that risk. -3 energy. That's gonna hit me in condition. I can't really use these 1s here unless I can. Somehow we'll see. I will. That sucks. Did not get a good roll of the dice on this one. Yeah, nothing money can really do here. Let me just get some energy, I guess. Actually, yeah, I can get some energy and throw those 2 over there. There we go. I can at least take some hits if it goes bad. Oops. So I'll put it on this side. It makes it a 3. Nice. I'll take a neutral or positive. I'll take either or. Ooh, that's nice. Okay. What sucks is I just need 1 more. So now we're going to be on the last cycle here, so let's see what happens. We should be good. I'm going to use a scrap now for another day. Because after we end, right, the Sidehill Rise and Goes on this next cycle, we can also continue or not go down that path, right? So I'll take that. Okay. Let's go up. Ascend to the hub. Yep, this has to be the day. No, not 4. There we go. Here we go with Bliss. The atmosphere in the airlock is euphoric. You and Bliss keep grinning at each other like idiots, exhausted, blinded, sore, and aching idiots. Sleeper, that was incredible. She punches you on the arm. I never thought we were going to make it. Those idiots tangled the whole thing up like, ooh, excuse me, nothing I've ever seen. We make a good team. I'm just glad it's over. Yeah, we make a good team. Bliss smiles a winning smile. As the lock's inner door clunks open, Moritz gives a rare whoop. He looks exhausted too, and for good reason. Moritz has been the one ferrying tools and parts back and forth from the ship. His tired smile tells you he's glad it's done. Sleeper, Bliss, he shakes his head, impressive. When I saw that ship come in, I thought there was no way. Why, thank you, Moritz, she winks, for believing in us. He rolls his eyes. You know what I mean. Take the compliment. He shoulders some of the gear that came back in with you and Bliss and heads to the racks to stow it. Bliss turns to you. I think you should be the one to do the honors. She nods to the rag-looking console that Moritz assembled. I don't want to jinx it, she smiles, but you can see she's generally nervous. Don't worry. I'll stop worrying when the chits are in my hands, and I'm giving them to a gimbal bartender. You glide over to the console and check the screen. It takes a second to see what you are doing through the flickering cracked display, but after a moment you see the accounts, and there it is, almost 1,000 cryo sat in the bay's transfer account. Well, Bliss calls. Have we been screwed again? We did it! Bliss kicks off on the floor and spins up into the bay, shouting as she does. The noise takes Moritz by surprise and he knocks a rack of parts, scattering handfuls of metal fixings across the bay. The sight is something, glinting steel catching the work lights like glitter. Sorry, says Bliss, grinning when she comes back down. I needed that. She kicks off and joins you at the terminal. Moritz even managed to sell that produce. We made a tidy profit, eventually, she laughs. Here, she loads a stack of blank chits into the terminal and transfers a chunk of the crowd to them. This is your cut. Bliss hands you the chits. Thank you for believing in this place. She looks away and smiles, even when I couldn't. When you first met me, I was on the edge of giving up. All it would have taken was one more push, but now this place is sparking again. Work is coming in. There are funds in the accounts. Even Moritz has a spring in his step. You both look over at him, happily racking up tools. That's because of you. She punches you on the arm. He likes you. He's a good kid. He isn't bad, is he? She leans in closer. You know he came here looking to rob the place. I gave him a job instead, she laughs. Don't tell him I told you that. I just thought it might help you understand the kid. Moritz turns to look at you and both Bliss and you awkwardly wave. Maybe it's time to change the subject. You going to be okay? Me? Always. She looks away. From here on out, it's going to be a little easier. I'm going to look for some component contracts, stuff that will keep us inside the bay. Not out in the black. No need to risk our necks if we don't need to. You want to cash out? That's fine. But there will always be work for you here when you need it. I appreciate it. She smiles and then, out of nowhere, quickly gives you a hug. She steps back and glances around reflexively. Take care, she says softly. You too. You turned to leave and Sleeper? Yes? Don't spend that all at once. Hey, got an upgrade point. What's this? Repair a component. She has heard Bliss is speaking with someone remotely. Is there another job coming? So we can't hit it on this one. That's fine. Is there another job coming in? Component repair. Okay, so there was something else with Bliss, but that's okay because today is the day. We will hit +3 on engage. So now there's just these left. So I think that's what, 3, 6. Yeah, that's 10 points. Yeah, we ain't gonna have 10 points. Now, time to hit these other endings we talked about today. Look at her. That's our girl right there. Look at Mina. There is a crowd, but you spot Lem and Mina immediately as you enter the dock. They are waiting at the cordon, where Cella Security are checking the crew in to board the ship. Those that manage to get up to the hub are crowded near the entrance, but even they know their chance of getting on board has long gone. Lem spots you among the crowd. Sleeper, we are here. They are standing beside a bag, which looks to carry all the possessions they have. It is small enough to be carried in one hand. Hi, Mina. Mina is vibrating with excitement. She seems strangely at home in microgravity, but then you remember that she has spent her whole life in space. Hi, robot. You hand over the Celis ID film to Lem, keeping your own. He turns it back and forth in the light. Where did your friend even get this picture? Is it Sleeper? Looks like my old Conway ID. You look, and a shimmering younger Lem stares out of the film, harder and clean cut. I spoke to the guard here. He nods to the white and green clad security officer. They'll be doing orientation and role assignment on board. Sounds like we were going to be working under the core crew. Kind of like an intern. He laughs. What do you think, Meanie? Am I too old to be an intern? Following Lem's lead, you inspect your ID. As you lift the film up to the light, you see something strange, something that makes you flinch. The face printed in the film is one you recognize immediately, but it is not you. At least, it is not how you look now. You squint at this ghost, confused why you hadn't noticed earlier. It is a picture you remember being taken, a memory that you didn't know you had. You remember signing the forms, the walk to the sleeper tanks, the cold metal floor. You remember the S&ARP employee who helped you in, her smile clean and surgical. You freeze in place, thinking of the you that still sleeps somewhere in an S&ARP facility, that won't wake until you are recovered and disposed of, and now you are leaving. Will they ever wake up? Sleeper? Lem interrupts your thoughts. These guys want us to board. You stare at him without thinking, then notice the guard gesturing to you both to come forward. Oh, the music every time in this game, man. Love it. It knows when to bring the crescendo in and stuff. You all kick off and float over to them, steadying yourselves on the guardrail. You hang back, letting Lem present his ID film first. The guard slides across a white machine, much like the one Caster printed them from. You reflexively rub the puncture mark on your hand, even though there is no trace of it now. It seems to be your destiny to be someone else's tool. Lem and Mina are waved through, the guard smiling at her excited face. Lem turns back to check you are coming. The guard beckons you closer. I think this time, with this one, we're gonna board it. You shake off your doubts and hand over your ID film. The guard barely looks at it as they pass it through the scanner and wave you through. A new life built from old things. You okay? Lem asked, concerned as you catch up with them. You are so slow, robot, Mina teases, grabbing at you with the small hands. I'm just making sure. Lem nods and you realize how much harder it must have been for him to cross that threshold. Mina struggles in his arms, trying to get to you, and Lem relents, struggling with both the bag and his daughter. Mina tumbles through the microgravity and grabs onto your clothes for purchase. Pulling herself into your arms, you all proceed up the walkway, the entrance to the docking bridge yawning wide in above you. Are we family, robot? Mina asks as you move, taking you by surprise. Oh, that brings a tear to my eye. I guess so. She smiles and presses her head against your chest, pleased by your answer. You keep moving, up into the docking bridge, then along that thin, glass-walled connector, all the time Mina clutching onto you. The lack of gravity means you can't feel her weight, only the grip of her small hands on your clothes. You both stared wide-eyed at the vast hole of the side rail horizon and tried to think of this huge machine as home. Later, when you settle in your bunk, after Mina has finished running back and forth between you and Lem with an endless and infectious excitement, you find yourself looking at your ID film once more. Somehow, since the last time you looked at it, the image seems to have changed. It is still a picture of the old you, the person that signed up to have their consciousness copied and placed into the ownership of S&ARP. But something else has crept into the image, an underlying sense of self-identification. This is also a picture of you now. The you that survived the eye, that made friends here, that found a way out, that escaped against all odds. The other you might never wake up. They might never live again, but so be it. They consigned you to a doomed life for their own gain. Their life is yours now. You will live it better than they ever could. You lie back on your bunk as the thrust of the side rail's vast engines kick in. This feeling, this rumble, will be your constant companion for the next decades. It will be there when you work, when you watch Mina grow, and when you dream of the planet at the end of the journey. It will stay with you when your body starts to fail, despite the best attempts of Lem and Mina as the years stack up, and it exceeds its safe operating period by a decade. It will be the thing you wake up to in those rare moments of consciousness between which Mina will keep you in a frozen state in the hope of preserving you until your destination is reached. It will still be there when Mina wakes you, tears in her eyes, to tell you of Lem's inevitable death, and it will not relent, despite your desire for a moment of silence. It will be the final thing you hear, as Mina shuts down all but the most vital of all your functions and hopes beyond hope that you make it to your final destination, all the while doubting that you will. But for now, in this moment of departure, it is still a new sound, a new feeling, and because of this, it is filled with the promise of the future. And so, you settle back on your bunk and close your eyes, and in moments you are sleeping a perfect dreamless sleep. The most peaceful that you can ever remember. A long journey to a small unknown planet ending. That one is what we would call the true ending here. A really good ending. Because it's supposed to take like decades, if we remember correctly. Decades to get to that other planet. Man, Lem passed away too? Ugh. And then you're gonna pass away too, even though she's trying her best to keep you alive in that little epilogue they kind of showed there. Ugh. Developers did a really good job with this game. Let me make that continue. Okay. I will actually need to cut the stream early today, but it was a really good episode today, everyone. We at least got to see the main ending, or I would say what a lot of people would deem the true ending. When we come back, we will take a look at the other ending of Lem and Mina, where we probably don't get on the board, and then probably continue to go into the DLC points. So that was like kind of just showing you one of the endings. We are definitely going to have some of the DLC too. I'll be streaming that this week as well. I think the next episode for Citizen Sleeper, not the one I streamed yesterday, will be up tomorrow on YouTube. This episode in particular will probably go up later in the week. I think it's on Friday for this episode. But otherwise, thank you for coming to the stream. And when this eventually hits YouTube, for those out on YouTube, hey, hope you like this game. Go and wishlist Citizen Sleeper 2. It's on Steam. Ready to be wishlisted, coming out January 31st. Otherwise, this is your favorite uncle, signing out. Peace.